Hello.
Hey,
Oh,
hello.
hello.
Hello. Hey everybody, welcome to the I almost said Crimson Petal for God knows what reason.
Welcome.
Road to Elturel, Saturday game. Here on CarpeDM. It's gonna be a good day, guys. I can't wait to see what we get up to. Last time on the road to Elturel, our party was split into two groups. The first of these groups, a duo of Seymour and Kaya, the warlock and our bard, were up in the town of Triel in the nation of Elturgard. They are currently assisting the local healer, City Harpel, in trying to rescue her wife from a vestige of a demon lord that she made a deal with. It's a whole thing that I can't wait to get into very, very soon. But our other group, our paladin Hera, our cleric Reyna, our monk Hattie, and our rogue Snipe, they found themselves a little to the south in a town called Skirnabel, the city of caravans. They were trying to get there to help Snipe with their problem, which is dying, and trying to reach the Bloody Oak Tavern as quickly as possible. In order to do so, they decided to take a teleportation circle privately overseen by the Church of Ilmater. In exchange for using the teleportation circle, they agreed to help the Church of Ilmater with a little problem they have, which is bodies washing up on the shore of the river, tied with red cord, which is a symbol of Ilmater. So, last session, the group spoke with the master healer, tried to get some information about what exactly was going on and who he suspects. And then they went to go check out the bodies that are being kept at the Cloister of the Tear, the local temple of Ilmater. They used Speak with Dead and got some useful information out of a dead body. And then in the process, immediately pissed off the last healer, who administers the last rites to the body before they get buried, and were banned from the morgue in a power move. So we will pick up shortly after this, as you all are making your way back into the administrative cloister, presumably to leave, but to do whatever it is that you guys please yourselves to do. So, what is it that you would like to do? And is there anything in particular that I forgot in that summary of what you guys did recently?
I think you're fine. I think we got everything. Mainly being banned out of a morgue is an achievement on its own.
It was a good move. It was a solid move.
Well, interesting to start off the day. So we're in Scornabel.
One step closer, hopefully.
Yeah. Do we want to go to the Bloody Oak? Is it what it's called? Immediately?
Well, considering we just got kicked out the morgue and we're still technically within the confines of the cloister, maybe we should look like we're actually doing what they want us to do, so that we don't get into any more further shit that we've already dug ourselves into.
Smart. Let's get out of here.
And kicked out of a morgue yet?
No, it's an achievement on its own.
Do you think I can put it on my CV?
You'll be putting on your criminal record.
Yeah.
That's the same thing, right?
Sure.
I guess so, yes.
Yeah.
A
Depends
criminal
what line of
vitae.
Depends on what line of work you do.
You go on ahead. I need to speak to Healer Riz. But before you go, when we meet up, maybe at the Bloody Oak, I need to speak to you three.
Sure. I'll speak to you later.
Is it about how I fart in my sleep? It's not something I can control. And I know
Hattie.
it smells.
Hattie.
You know what this is about.
Hattie,
Yeah.
it's not. It's about potentially you may break a law here and get arrested.
So yeah.
That sounds like a minor problem. I thought it was like, I'm gonna kill you, or like, if you fart one more time in your sleep, I'm gonna take away your stick.
These are all incredibly valid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Hera, go talk to Wrist. We'll speak to you later.
Okay.
Okay, so Hera, you want to talk to Wrist. Before we get to that, though, you guys are going to leave the cloister. So on the way out, you're going to pass right by the check-in office. So one of the questions that you asked Wrist is, if visitors come by, how does that process work? And she told you that they have to check in at the front office. So you see that it's just kind of like a little outbuilding, and there's like a window built into the outside of it. And you can see that there's like chairs and stuff inside, basically, and a healer inside. But yeah, you guys can go out into wider Skirnabel should you choose.
Yeah, let's get out of this cloister. Let's not spend any more time here. Let's see what we can do with the information we have.
I just kind of spin around for a bit and then say, did Arceus come with us?
Is Arceus with us?
No, Arceus isn't with you.
Huh. Okay.
In fact, you don't remember him saying anything in the morgue, and you don't remember him saying anything in the conversation with the Master Healer.
Maybe he's got better things to do.
Probably. Oh, he got us to Scarnabel. We'll see him whenever.
You also don't have your horse.
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck. I probably should find my horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember what I did with it. I think I gave it to someone to keep in a stable.
Okay, so you guys have to go off to find wherever Sebastian got off to. Hera, you want to go and talk with Wrist. So, how do you want to go about that? Do you want to go back to the morgue that you were just kicked out of and knock on the door?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Okay, so you march back over into the recovery cloister and you march up to the door that's marked the morgue and you knock on it. And it opens a crack. And you see the one good eye of Healer Wrist looking out. And she just kind of squints. When I banned you, I banned all of you, if that wasn't clear.
I'm aware, but I have something I need to discuss with you.
Okay, she'll step out through the door of the morgue and shut it behind her. Okay.
So, am I right in believing that you hadn't performed the final rites yet?
That's correct. Those bodies are part of an open investigation, so I can't perform the last rites yet. So what you did is technically not illegal, but it is incredibly rude to disrespect my wishes.
That may be true. However, as you told us before, it isn't your it's not your job to inspect the bodies. We needed to find some information we could. So we had to do the only thing we could do, which was against your wishes. The
only thing that you could do. The only thing that you could do was reanimate a dead body. You couldn't have examined it. You couldn't have looked for a cause of death. You couldn't have even, I would even have been fine if you had cut him open. If you had examined his insides. At least then I could have very easily mended any damage done. But no, you turned to magic that would bring his body, not his soul, but his body back. You used magic to reanimate a man's mind.
We got more information from his body than we could have got from examining the body.
Well, I guess we'll never know, will we? I'm happy that you got whatever information it was you needed to get. I hope that it assists you in the investigation. I hope that you do a great service for the cloister and for El Mater. And I wish you well.
We did this before the final rites. and there was no law against this, and we managed to find where the body was taken from originally. So we now have a lead on the investigation.
Okay. I wish you luck.
Thank you. And I will give you and the cloister any more information I find.
Any more information should go to the master healer, not me. I'm just a secondary command. If you have any more questions for me, you can run them through master healer Palia. Have a good day, Captain. May Ilmater go with you, and may your pains and burdens be eased. And she'll just walk back into the morgue and shut the door behind her.
I like this NPC. They're cool.
Hera's then gonna turn and leave back towards, back out of the cloister.
Okay. So you guys head out from the cloister. Not hard to catch up with the rest of the group. So as you guys leave the cloister, you find yourselves kind of on a major artery through town. There's lots of buildings. Basically, the cloister takes up like 3 city blocks worth of space for all of the outbuildings and everything. And there's kind of a wall going around their whole section of the city. But you all, where are you trying to go? Are you trying to find wherever Sebastian is at?
Yeah, I think that's our first priority, to get the horse back.
Okay, just go ahead and roll me like, I don't know. Just roll me like, I don't know, because you left the cloister before asking anyone where they took your horse. Like I don't even know what to tell you to roll other than just tell you to walk around town until maybe eventually you find your horse.
Persuasion? Charisma check?
I don't even know who you're persuading because you just
We didn't talk to
I'm
anyone.
not talking to her. I'm just looking for a stable.
Yeah.
Anywhere
Yeah.
else to
I
stay.
will-
Closest stable.
Okay. Yeah,
I
you
will
guys
just
can.
say, Hera's horse would be with Sebastian as well.
Oh, that's right. Both of them got let up. Okay.
Wait,
Roll me.
Your find steed? Is that a
Yeah.
find? Can't you telepathically communicate with it?
Mhm.
Yeah, I can, but I'm not with them now.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I thought you were.
But,
Well,
but
no,
yeah.
you could catch up to them. They weren't super
Yeah.
far
Oh,
outside
okay.
the cloister.
And I believe you do know the direction of your steed with fine steed, I believe.
Okay.
I believe it
Yeah,
tells
so I
you
can-
the
Why are you
direction.
telepathically communicating? I'm just like,
Thing.
oh yeah, this is where the horse is.
So instead of doing what we were going to do, which is roll a d20 and see how many stables you have to search before you're able to find your horse, Helra can take you guys in the direction of Sebastian and her horse. So yeah, you guys basically just have to make your way down the street, kind of a little toward some of like what appear to be like merchant warehouses and stuff. There's a stable, and Sebastian and Helra's horse are there, along with Artius, who appears to just be talking with the stable hand.
Oh, there you are.
That's what you ran off to.
Oh, hey.
Curious where you were, but we found you. Yeah, we kind of lost
Now
you.
be
didn't-
honest. Yeah, be honest with me. How long did it take you to notice that I wasn't standing there with you?
The moment we walked out of the cloister.
Ah, okay. All right.
So it took a while.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you
See, I
both
had
purposefully
a
just-
bet with this stable hand that it would be at least 2 hours. I'm a little short. I owe you 5 gold.
Well, if you were deceiving us, then does that mean your deception is certainly very high?
I wasn't deceiving you.
like you said that you needed the horses stabled, and then you guys just walked out of the teleportation room, and I was left standing there with 2 horses. Like,
Yeah.
That's not deception. I just did the thing that needed to be done.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You're
how'd
right.
the meeting go at the cloister?
Not well. Not well.
We got some information and we
Then
talked
got
to
banned.
them. Yeah. No, not out of the cloister.
Yeah,
but-
we got kicked out of the morgue.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that happening before? It was so cool. I also got jam in someone's hair. A dead someone, not like an alive someone. Are they even a someone when they're dead?
Depends. Sometimes there's still someone. Kicked out of a morgue?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting it on my
That's a new
CV.
one.
Artius, how do you feel about necromancy?
We're yet
Depends
to...
on the context.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're yet to decide to raise an army of undead. But sometimes
No.
that I would discourage. That I'm not
Right?
down for.
Right.
Well, what basically happened is we went into the morgue because they want us to investigate something that's going on.
Okay.
You were there, I believe, when we talked about it. So they want us to investigate some.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning something back at the
Yeah.
end, like dead bodies or something. Okay.
Yeah, that people washing up on shore. So we basically talked to a dead guy to get some information to ask where he died, and kind of
Okay.
disliked it.
No, now I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
So that was interesting. Like, how many hours is it today? Like, what time is it? I'll look outside, like, kind of like at the sun to see what time it is.
It's still like pretty early in the morning. It's like, I don't know, maybe like 10 o'clock ish. It's like mid morning sometime. You guys left pretty early to get here.
That's an interesting morning. Getting kicked out of a morgue.
Yeah. More than an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Playing it fast and loose. I guess I can. Actually, I'm not going to get behind that. I'm not trying to instigate you all to do things that are probably very, very close to breaking a law. But what did you guys find out? Anything useful?
They talked about he was a caravan leader, and he was last at, like, what he remembered, he was at the eastern fields, the caravan fields.
Okay.
And he got struck by someone that he
You didn't
didn't
see
see the
them.
face of.
A shadowy figure that said something like, "The false will be punished for cruelty,"
Yeah.
something along those lines.
But the dead bodies all appear to be caravan leaders or part of a caravan.
So it's fine as long as you're not cruel at all in any way to anyone. Do you think I've been
Of
cruel to
course.
someone?
I mean, you punched someone in the face and beat an old lady.
Twice.
Which
Ooh,
time are you
yeah, that's
talking
probably
about?
not putting you in a great position, Hattie.
Yeah.
Just don't make sure you don't become a caravan leader.
Okay. Well,
Well, I'm kind of the leader of this group, so like, what?
Yeah, sure. Just make sure,
Do
because
we
you can be
count as a-
killed. Because you're the leader now, and you've been cruel, so watch out.
Oh no. Can I have like bodyguards or something?
What the fuck do you think we are?
aren't you like trained in hand-to-hand combat?
Sure,
Maybe you should hire some bodyguards.
but
If
he
you don't feel
looks.
safe.
He sounds.
You absolutely
scary.
can.
Yeah.
Will you be my bodyguard?
Me?
I'm not for hire.
No. Artisan.
Already is.
You know what?
That's what I
I
said.
like it. No, I kind of like it. It's a cool nickname. I've had a few. I like that one. Artisan. All right, I can roll with it.
Like cheese.
You know what, Hattie? Sure. We can. You stick by my side while we're here in Scornabel. I'll watch your back. You watch mine.
Your back's really high up. Do I have to watch it all the time?
Yes. 24/7, 365. Watch the back.
Okay.
You can do it, Hattie. I believe in you.
Thank
I believe in
very
you
much.
too.
Shall
So
we-
what's the move? Yeah.
Well, we got 2 horses. I kind of want to buy another one. And I will ask
This
the
is the
stable boy.
city for it.
Yeah. True. I will ask the stable boy. Is this only a place for like to keep the horses, or are there also horses for sale?
Well, we usually just stable horses here. But there are a lot of corrals around town where you can get new horses.
Okay.
You could just take a roll around. If you hold on.
The voice is
Let's see
overwhelming even.
Let's
for
see how
us.
well informed. Okay.
If you go just up the way toward the North Green, there's a corral up there. They have pretty good horse prices.
Thank you. We'll get there, I believe, sometime soon.
And we'll
Sure.
endeavour not to eat this one.
What?
Thank you.
Nothing.
Everybody rushes out of this.
Like,
table.
get Seb, get
all the horses' ears perk up, just like what?
Okay, well, yeah, it's only like a silver a day to keep the horses stabled there. So I already paid for day one. You guys can cover the charge for your horses going forward. Okay, so what do you guys want to do? Do you want to go get a horse now, or do you want to what's the?
Yeah, let's at
Want to
least
split up?
get
divide and
another horse,
conquer, or-
get them stabled here, and then try to find the bloody oak. So at least have a few horses to get on if we need to go fast. Go somewhere.
Okay. Have you guys talked to the watch yet about what's going on?
No, not yet. Might be one of our next moves to do.
Okay. Well, I think that I am going to go find a tavern to get some rooms at. So that's what I'm gonna go do. Hattie, you with me, or you riding with them?
Sorry, what were the options? That horse was giving me a dodgy look.
I wonder why.
I'm going to go find a tavern with rooms for rent that isn't either falling apart or ridiculously overpriced.
That's very picky of you.
Sure. And they are going to go get a horse and then what? Going to talk to the watch?
Yeah.
Find
See
the
what
bloody oak?
happens after we buy a horse.
I don't think horses like me, so I'll come find an inn.
Stay with your bodyguard.
Yeah.
The collective
And then-
bodyguard.
Made a deal.
And then if you do anything interesting, just yell, and I'll be there.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Eyes on the back.
Otherwise, you
Alright.
get stabbed.
Here we go.
And Ardius just goes trooping off.
Wait, my legs are really small.
You're the
You're a
fastest
monk.
one of us.
You're the fastest one.
Your legs are a
goddamn
blur,
monk.
Hattie, you can do
Look,
this.
it's a lot of effort to get the little legs to move quickly.
You gotta start the engine.
The cartoon run
start the
cycle.
gear.
Yeah.
Gotta
All
heat
right.
up.
So that's what's going on in Skirnaville. You guys are gonna get a horse and do all this stuff. Then back up in Triel. In one of the rooms of the Wagon Wheel Tavern and Inn. Kaya, you are waking up with a little bit of a headache from the party last night. I assume that you got separate rooms.
I assume so.
Okay. So in that case, you hear a voice that is not at all trying to hide itself. Hell of a night, huh, sweetheart?
What? Who said that?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. Super easy. Easy 5.
Oh God!
The moment you did this, I knew exactly who it was.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20. All right. Yeah. The sun doesn't even like sting your eyes like you would expect it to waking up this evening. And just like chilling on the windowsill in a sunbeam is a little imp with her glasses like sitting at the end of her nose. Her hair done up in its like little bun.
And you see Rosette just sort of chilling out.
Oh, hey, Rosette. Honestly, didn't expect you to drop by anytime soon. Is there something you need?
No one expects the Infernal Inquisition, right? I heard that joke somewhere. Ah, Lord. No, I was just coming to check on you. You know, last time I tried to meet you, you were
In the middle
media
of a war?
and battle. Yeah. And you know, we never really got a chance to talk. So I thought I would seek you out and see if you're available. I'm on a 20-minute break, and I was just like, hey, if I'm on break, why not go seek out my friend, you know? Seek out my latest client.
Right. What? That feels like forever ago. Right, we were going to talk about a potential deal to do with the soul coin.
Yes. And I was giving you time to think about what terms you might be interested in while I went and researched the soul coin.
That's right. I don't know, Rosette. I think it's probably safer for me to hold on to it, just in case I need a quick deal.
You know what? And I think that that's fair, and I respect your choice. Honestly, one soul coin doesn't necessarily get you much either, so I totally respect that choice. Keep it in your pocket for an emergency situation. I get you. However, recently, there is a potential second offer that I'd like to put on the table. Basically, just something that we need done. A little like how to put it? Sort of a little side mission, if you will. You know, just honestly, it's probably on your way. I can't say too much unless you sign a non-disclosure. However, it is a very simple and easy task that requires virtually no effort on your part. And you might be able to get something good out of it, sweetheart.
Like what?
What sort of a thing are you looking for? Information, power? These are things that could be given to you.
Right now, there's only really two things I'm looking for. One, a way to stop my friend from dying. And two, a way to bring a different friend back here safely. Can you give me either one of those?
Depends on the details. Tell you what, if you want to, I'll tell you what, hear me out on what this offer is. You know, all you have to do is sign a non-disclosure, no contracts. And then you decide if this is something that you are interested in pursuing. We can haggle over details after you hear what it is. Fair?
Fine.
All right. And a piece of paper is produced by Rosette, and she hands it over to you. And then she snaps her fingers, and her smoke turns into a quill, which she hands over to you. And yeah, it seems like the piece of paper that she has is pretty standard. It just says, I, the undersigned, agree that any information communicated between me and the Imp Rosette shall remain between us and not be communicated by language, writing, or any other form of communication between anyone outside these two parties.
All right, change one thing about this one. Any information pertaining specifically to this deal that we're talking about now. Not any information ever.
Sure. This conversation, and she'll come over and she'll just like take the quill and she'll scratch out any information and she'll say, "This conversation."
All right, Kaya will sign it.
All right, so you sign it. So what I need is everyone else to either deafen yourselves or take off your headphones. Dave, you can let the Twitch chat enjoy what's about to happen.
Yeah, no problem.
And I'll hold up a sign whenever you guys can.
Oh no!
You guys can listen again.
Wait, how we're disconnected, so everything shifted.
I'm Reina now.
Oh no. Well, you have a conversation. I'll just fix this. Don't worry,
All right.
guys.
All right. So, and the contract just vanishes in a puff of smoke. And she says, "All right, so the basics are this. My boss, the Archdevil Zariel, she has had a long-standing agreement and arrangement going on down in the city of Elturel. And the payment for that particular contract is about to come due. The issue that we've encountered is that recently there's been some rumors on the road of something going down in Elturel. We're not entirely sure where these rumors are coming from, but some shop clerks, some random travelers, they've been talking about potential problems. As far north as Daggerford, it's very problematic. Now, of course, it's nothing that our infernal spies can't handle. We can silence almost any problem if we know where the origin is. However, we need someone to go down to Elturel and keep an eye on the contract itself. So, if you agree to help us out, we would just ask you to go to Elturel, and you would keep an eye on the Book of the Creed Resolute. Make sure nothing happens to it, make sure it's not destroyed, make sure that it stays in one piece until the contract has taken hold, basically.
Ask what this Book of the Creed Resolute is about.
Well, it is a oath that all the folks of Elturel and all the paladins have sworn to. It is their laws, and they swear to uphold them and to defend Elturel body and soul.
Can I insight check that? Is it more than that? Is there something in the Book of Creed Resolute that Rosette is purposefully not telling me about?
Yeah, you can try to insight check her.
I guess I got all my bad rolls out of the way. 21.
21. So she's saying that the book makes you swear body and soul. So like if the oath is body and soul, that means that you have sworn your soul to defend Elturel. So if there's a contract in place that lets someone take Elturel, then they get to take everyone's soul who is sworn to Elturel.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah.
Oh god. How long do we have to keep this book safe for?
Let me see. When does that contract come due? That contract is going to come due in 31 days. So if you can just keep it out of any rough hands for 31 days, then signed, sealed, delivered, we'll take care of the rest.
And what would you give me for this?
Describe to me what it is you want, sweetheart. You say you want to stop a friend from dying and you want to bring a friend back. So go into it. What exactly is it you're asking me for?
All right, so one friend, Luna. I'm sure you know her, or at least you've seen her contract at some point before.
Yeah. We've talked about her in the past. Still haven't heard any information on her, so I don't know if that's something that I can help you with. We're still looking for your former boss. What's his face?
I see. Other one, friend I've been traveling with, Snipe, recently lost a part of themselves. Needs it back in order to survive.
Okay. Where is this other part of themselves?
Possibly in the abyss.
Oh, honey. We don't incursion into the abyss. The abyss incurs into the hells. They come to us. We don't go to them.
I see how it is. And there's nothing you could do to locate this other part or to retrieve it from it?
Retrieve? No. Locate? Maybe. There's a few folks in the hell that still practice arcane magic. We could find it.
I'm sorry, Rosette. That's not really good enough for me.
All right,
I appreciate
sweetheart.
the second offer. I'll keep it in mind in case I need your help at any point. But for right now, it doesn't look like you can give me anything I want.
A practical lady, a hard bargainer. This is something that I, as a contract writer, appreciate. All right, sweetheart. Well, I'll let you get back about your business. If you need anything, you still got my business card. You just let me know, all right?
I'll be in touch.
All right.
Lovely seeing you again.
Lovely to see you too, dear.
And she vanishes in a puff of smoke. We'll get everyone's sound back on.
Are we good?
Yep, we're good.
I wish I could read lips.
Just subtitles across the bottom of the screen.
Is Seymour dead?
Seymour's not
Did
dead.
anyone die?
Seymour's
Spontaneously combusted in the other room.
Moments after Rosette vanishes again, Kai, you hear a knock on your door. Housekeeping.
Busy.
All right, dear, I'll come back later. And you just hear like footsteps shuffling off down the corridor. Then Seymour, you awake to a knock on your door. Housekeeping, dear.
Hello. Yes, okay. And he wanders over, opens the door. Hello.
Hello. Just for the visual image of what this old lady is seeing when she opens the door. You don't have to go into detail, but what exactly does Seymour... Is he wearing his clothes from yesterday, or...
He has his sword out.
Jesus, okay.
Which sword?
The sword. He does. Oh, he's been practicing.
Just like...
He's
But you've
dressed.
still not clarified which sword.
All right. You see the little old lady. You vaguely remember her from last night. She was the one who told Kaya to go to the wagon wheel. You saw her across the street. They go, oh, I can come back later.
No, it's okay. It's sorry. And he like just puts his robe on a tiny bit. Oh, sorry.
Give an old lady a heart attack. All right.
A little bit of excitement. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You're just here to clean, or?
Yes, I do a little bit of cleaning for Sybil and City whenever they have rooms for rent. But I can come back later. You just do whatever you need to do, and I can come back later. I have the other rooms to clean. And she'll just shuffle off down the hallway with her cleaning supplies to the next room. Just like disappear into that room.
Yeah, Seymour gets changed properly after that. Because Seymour's like so in touch with him. Like, my idea is Seymour woke up a bit earlier than usual, because he's like starting to practice with his sword, not nonchalantly, but like learning how to swing it properly and get the most out of it. So he was so focused on that he just forgot to put his clothes on.
Sure.
He's practically naked. That's great.
In a robe, though, apparently.
Yeah.
He just like had a robe.
That's right.
Anyway, yeah, so you can get dressed properly. And you can meet up with Kaya.
Yeah.
Who is going about her morning business. What is it that you guys do after you meet up in the hallway? You guys can go downstairs, get some breakfast. Oh, good morning. Hi there. We got some bacon and we got some eggs and we got some toast. Are you interested in any of that? Jinx, don't eat the bacon. And he like brushes the cat out of the way. Just like sniffing at the plate. No, not for you. Miss City has said that she's going to be over in a store if you need anything. And of course, I'll help you with anything you need. Would you like some freshly squeezed lemonade?
Lemonade sounds actually wonderful. How are you feeling, Kai? You look a bit rough around the edges, if you don't mind me saying.
Long night. I'll have some bacon.
Just
all right.
Anything really, yes. Thank you.
The food is kind of already sitting out, so you guys can of course eat. Bill shuffles off into the back. A few minutes later, you're like, it's fine. I just got a little cut on my hand from the broken bottle yesterday, and I got lemon juice in it, but it's fine. I'm doing great. Lemonade will be out in just 1 minute.
What a disaster.
It's too early for this. How are you doing, Seymour? Did you get the rest you needed?
Yes, thankfully. I think I just almost gave an old lady a heart attack as well. I was training and they opened the door and I don't know. And I see someone's going to wave the boy who's still in pain and go, sorry, one of your maidens, I think you might need to check up on them. They kind of saw me.
Is something wrong with Bethel?
No, it's just...
What happened?
No, just mental imaging and...
You stabbed someone?
No.
Oh my god, did you stab Bethel?
No, guys.
She's the sweetest old lady. What did she ever do?
She saw me naked, that's all.
Oh, good lord.
So just wanted to say I'm sorry.
You stabbed her while you were naked.
I did.
You're only making this worse for yourself.
I did.
Oh, good lord. And he runs past you and up the stairs. Bethel!
At least it's quiet now. So yes, I'm okay, Kaya. I'm okay.
Kaya's gonna take the her violin off of her shoulders and open it up and collect all of the coins that she forgot to put into her bag last night. I made a little bit of money, not a lot, enough for a couple of rooms maybe down the road.
Oh, that's great. You keep it for now. I'm okay.
I wasn't gonna give it to you, but all right.
Well, I thought that was what was intended, caring and sharing, but that's fine. Okay.
I'm sorry, did you perform last night?
I performed this morning, apparently.
Apparently you did. Maybe you should ask the housekeeper for a little bit of money for your performance.
Ooh, we're sinking into dangerous territory now.
We're gonna pay for therapy, bless them. My main thing is we want to discuss the plan of what we're going to be doing, because Seymour's while food's going on, he's actually looking through the spell scroll for shield, because I can't imagine Seymour's actually seen one of these or needed to study them, so he's sort of it's almost like the morning newspaper while he's eating breakfast. So he's just like,
roll me an Arcana check, Seymour.
Oh, yeah, sure. Terrible. It's 11, I think, with Arcana. Yeah, 11.
11. All right. That's actually probably good enough. Because Shield is only a first level spell. It's a little difficult to decipher, because the nature of a spell scroll is that it's written by the wizard whose handwriting you have to interpret.
Yeah.
So everyone kind of writes their spells a little bit differently. But yeah, you can get the gist of it. You can kind of cut through cities particular arcane shorthand and figure out like how to cast it.
Sure.
You don't think it's going to cause you like any struggle in the moment to figure it out. But yeah, basically, from what you could tell, it's literally just a spell that is designed to protect you.
So is it a case of it's just an action? So like I pull out the scroll, I read it, then it works, kind of thing.
It's actually even faster than that. It is, according to the scroll, it is a reaction spell.
Cool. Okay.
So you can cast it as a reaction.
Dope. Yeah, man. So he's sort of like practicing it, reading it fast, so it is a reaction, not like fuck, and then gets hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like sort of practicing it. I hope I don't need to use this, but
Doing some early morning studying then.
I read a fair bit, if I'm honest. So it's weird to have something to read to make sure I have less chance to die. But hopefully it won't come to that. We have a good plan, right?
We have a plan.
Okay, that's more than enough, I guess.
In my experience, plans of any kind usually go to shit at some point, so I'm not really staking too much
I'm
onto it.
an improviser, if I'm honest, Kaya. I don't know about you.
I did want to talk to you. Do you trust City?
I mean, from a base, I don't trust many people. Anyway, especially when you meet them and straight away they want you to do a favor for them, and I wouldn't have lived this long if I trusted every single person I met. From a baseline of not trusting, it feels safer for me. Obviously we got our trust when you helped me, but even then I didn't trust you to start with, if I'm honest, but then you saved my life, so of course. But people need to earn my trust first. Why'd you ask?
Well, it's just I'm a little worried about this whole thing. I don't think she's gonna betray us or anything like that. She's a Harpel, generally the name is well recognized, but I don't know, people like her, people like the Harpels, the only real loyalty they have is to their family, and she seems hell-bent on getting her family back. What I mean by that is just, if it comes to it, and I'm not even just talking about the Paladin, if it comes to it, I'm pretty sure she would abandon us in order to save her wife. So we can't rely on her too much when going in there.
I understand. I mean, in the end, it's going to be one of those where we go there with the right intention, and if it goes to pot, then, well, I don't know about you, but I'll happily just try and get the Paladin out, and then fuck those two off if that's the case.
Let's make sure that we have each other's back. And if things go completely to shit, let's just make sure we both get out alive.
Of course. Always. I've always got your back, you've always got mine. It's fine. We'll be okay.
All right.
I've got to find the smelling salt. She's passed out in the room.
Oh, no.
She seems to have swooned and hit her head all the way down. And he's like running back up the stairs with like a jar of smelling. He's like a bottle of gin and a jar of smelling salt. Oh, I'm good, Bethel, don't worry.
Is there a bar, Janks? Is there like somewhere? Okay, Seymour's gonna look and go, all right, drink. To Kaya.
Yes, please.
He's just gonna go behind and just make himself a drink while that's all going off, and then just giving it to Kaya. There you go.
Perfect.
Good luck, and then just cheers. So we need to find our friend City, right?
Yep. But for now, before you guys go do that, back down in Skirnabel, Reyna, you are trying to bargain for a horse.
Yep.
With Snipe and Hailro with you. So you went up the street to the warehouse. It's run by an older gentleman. You basically asked for a horse. Yeah, we've got horses. Would you prefer
we have these very nice horses over here, about 100 gold apiece.
Mm-hmm.
We also have, our last year's model, which is about 75 gold apiece.
Model for what?
Hmm?
What was the model for?
Well, what can you tell me about their age? Like, what's the difference between the last year model and this year's, basically?
Oh, not much, they're just, they've been traveling for a while. So they might, they're a little more broken in. They're a little more worn. But they're more cozy and they're more comfortable and they're more associated with humans. These ones are young and strong and a bit wild and a little hard to handle.
I like a wild one. 100 gold?
100 gold.
How about 90 for the youngest one?
Roll me a persuasion check.
You gotta love how the horse's value depreciates like a car when you drive it out. Drops by 30% as soon as you leave.
Model T horse.
I like that Raina's taking the dude's word that these horses are worth this.
Persuasion, you said?
Yes, persuasion.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Dirty 20. All right. 95.
If you show me the youngest one, if you show it to me first, then 95 is okay.
Fair enough. And he'll go and get the horse. He trots out this horse in front of you. It's like a Frisian horse, so it's got like the fancy mane coming down the side, sort of like the wavy hair, sort of like a chestnut sort of a coat. Based on appearances, it looks fine.
Last question, what's their age? How old are they?
This particular horse is 4.
Okay. 90, not any higher.
I'll take 90.
Okay.
Do you need tacking or saddle or anything?
Let me think, because we didn't take the saddles from the old horses because they got shredded to pieces. So.
Unless you can make a saddle.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna buy a saddle here. No, thank you. We'll be fine. Just a horse.
All right. Do you need leads?
Nah, a rope will do.
All right. And so he'll give you the horse with the rope for 90 gold.
Okay.
Fair enough. And then where do you guys want to go after this?
We'll take him to the stables where Seb and his horse are.
All right, that'll just be 2 silver a day to stable in there, so you can take care of that real easy.
Yes.
And then, where do you guys want to go after that?
I'd say on the way
Jax.
to the. Oh no, never mind. You go first.
Before we leave the stable, because obviously we've got 3 horses and we don't know how long we're going to be in Scornabel for, I just give the stable hand 2 gold.
All right, I'll take it. That'll be let's see, that'll be 10 days. Full
That
week.
would be fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll keep them for you.
Thank you.
And if you die, we'll sell them.
On the way around it all, I just kind of asked Raina, "You struggling for money? I thought your dad gave you some money before we left."
Yeah, we got some money. I got it in this pouch, and I keep track of it, but I'll keep it for the group whenever we need to buy something.
All right then. As long as you're not going out your way.
Yeah, no. I thought it would be a good idea to have some money for the entire group whenever we need to buy or rent rooms or buy anything. That's for our entire group.
Did your dad just give you the money at some point when we were talking to him? Because I don't remember him handing you some money.
I went over to my house to grab it.
I was wondering how on earth you just suddenly changed your outfit.
Magic. No. I went to my old house. Took a walk around the perimeter, just living some memories.
Taking it all in.
Yeah. But yeah, outfit change. It's much more comfortable than that stupid dress.
You know, Rayleigh, you don't have to be the only one to make all of the buying things.
No, it's whenever it's for the group, it's fine. Like this is if it benefits all of us. This horse is not only for me; it's a horse for the group. Whenever
for Hattie mainly, Hattie likes to hopscotch between the horses.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you ever need any, like, because I can always help pay for stuff because I don't know exactly how much you have. I have some money back down in Elturel, and I have some on me. So if you ever need to buy anything in Elturel, I can help. You know.
Yeah, we should be fine for now. I don't think we need to make a lot of purchases.
I didn't know you two were walking money bags. I wonder where my ones have gone.
I believe Seymour has it, last I remember.
Wait, what am I supposed to have? Wait, what?
Mysterious
all my money
bag.
from back in Daggerford.
Didn't have to take it, or
no, I believe it was you.
You have some of it, yeah.
I
You
don't
have
think
some of it.
Hattie has it.
No.
Hattie would
Kaya
have
took
spent
it,
it
yeah.
if she had it.
It got
Kaya
split
took
in
it
half.
originally and then gave it to Seymour, and then Seymour split it in half and gave half of it back to Snipe. That's the cash that you have from us.
We've been questioning this for the last 4 sessions.
Yes.
Yeah.
we have.
Fair. That's fair.
That's interesting.
Well, I think they can use it whenever they need to. We should be fine on money. I think we'll be okay. Let's get the horse to the stable. Let's find a cheap saddle somewhere because that horse was fucking overpriced.
I wouldn't have known.
Do we want to go to the Bloody Oak or do you? It's totally up to you.
I'm a bit hesitant at first. I want to know what's about first. Just keep my eye out.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a murder going on anyway.
Okay, so while you guys decide, well, basically, you guys have the Bloody Oak, you guys have the East Screen that you could go to, or you guys can go to the City Watch. Those are like the 3 big locations that can help you with what you're trying to do. And Hera can give her lecture about the law of Elturel.
Let's ask the Watch some questions to see what they know about the whole situation. And whenever you feel comfortable, Snipe, let's head to the Bloody Oak.
So you guys head off to the Watch. Hattie, you and Ardius are standing in front of a building. And he turns to you and he says, "It's the cheapest rooms. That's still quality. Is it going to be weird if we stay here?"
No. Why would it be weird?
He looks up at the sign, and on the sign is an oak tree that's dripping drops of blood. It's like, I don't know. It just feels weird. Isn't this like Snipe's weird hookup thing?
Yeah. But it looks exciting.
It does look exciting. And you can hear like music pouring out through the windows, and you like smells of like baking bread and like ale, and you just hear like laughter and camaraderie. You see a bunch of caravans parked outside. And Hattie, looking in through the window, you can just see that there's like a stage in the middle, and you just see all sorts of different people who just look like different kinds of performers. They're each like taking a turn up on the stage, entertaining each other. It is absolutely like it is a bar built for and made for performers.
Yeah, I don't mind staying here.
All right. And Ardius will lead the way into the door. And as Hattie and Ardius go inside the Bloody Oak, that is where we will take our first break.
Hey.
Nice. Nice little bit of RP. Man, it's so hard to interact with you, James, when you're doing those voices. It's too good, y'all. I can't keep King character with it. It's so good. Oh, fun. All right. 10 minutes then, dudes.
Minutes.
Peace.
Hey. Hello! Welcome back, everybody, to the road to Elturel. When last we left our group in Skirnabel, some of them were going off to talk to the Watch, while Ardius and Hattie were going off to find rooms. The only inn that met Ardius's high standards for both cheap and quality is the Bloody Oak Tavern and Inn, the same place that Snipe needs to go to speak with Artaxis, a strange figure of the past. So we are actually going to start in the tap room of the Bloody Oak. And Hattie, walking in, immediately the sort of tamped down version of everything that you experience outside the tavern just sort of hits you full force. There are, all these smells, all this music. There are at least 3 iron stoves just like around the premises. There's a balcony that people are sitting on. And there are all these rooms there are doors leading to various rooms and places. And a long oak bar with these big oak barrels that are each tapped. And there's like a bartender serving. There's like the doors into the back room. And in one back corner, there is sort of a red curtain leading off to somewhere. What immediately strikes Hattie, or what interests her, or what does she want to do upon entering this sort of basically like a cool version of a karaoke bar? Not to knock on karaoke bars, but
God, my brain isn't working today. I'm so sorry.
no, it's all good.
Hattie's going to. I love it how her name has turned from having 2 T's to 2 D's. She's going to wander up to the bar itself and clamber onto a stool.
Okay, all right.
Wait, how many people are in the bar? How many people are in the inn? Tavern, inn, bar, club, party house, karaoke bar?
Currently, it is packed. It's a big room. But almost all of the tables are full. All the balcony is full.
What time of day is it?
The morning.
Okay.
But they're already like in full swing. Like, you don't know if these people were spending the night here or if they just got in, or like, you don't know what the rhythm of this place is exactly.
Okay.
Conservatively, you would guess that there's probably like 85 people here. But there's a stool open.
Okay. Hi.
Hello there. How can we help you?
I have some questions.
Questions about what?
Why is it called the Bloody Oak? Is it like, bloody oak, or is it like, there's blood on the oak?
You see this bar here?
Mm-hmm.
This is a solid oak bar.
That's nice.
It was the first thing I put in this building whenever we built it.
You didn't, put paint cans in here?
Nope.
Or
this bar first.
ladders, equipment to help build the...
Nope. Built the building, put in the bar.
But
Priorities,
surely
right?
Once the building was a building, surely there were other things in here, like maybe there was a paintbrush lying around, or...
Nope. Bar first. And see that mark right over there?
Not really.
He
Yeah,
puts-
no, I see it. I see. What a mark.
He points like a giant stain on the bar. It's like, that was left there by the first bar fight we had. Me and my brother smashed his face right into this bar.
How was the funeral?
It was nice. Thanks
Did
for
you-
asking.
You're welcome. Fuck. Does anyone?
Another
Did you get in
prophecy
trouble
fulfilled
for
by Hattie.
Was there like a legal thing, or did you get arrested? I've heard murder's a big deal.
It's this was back when it wasn't.
Okay. Dave.
You do see that the bartender has like kind of the long pointed ears of an elf, so you have no idea how long he's been alive. But he does have like a scar over his eye, and he looks real haggard, man. So maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he did do this in a time when this wasn't a thing. Who knows?
Second question. Does any of these people have jobs? Do any of these? Sorry, Halfling has a weird tent structure.
Yeah. Most of them are. What, are you asking about everyone in this room, or
No, not
specific
specifically.
people?
The question was kind of mainly about why are they here?
I mean, they pay money. So, however they get that money, whether it be job or otherwise.
I don't have any money. Well, I mean,
Do you
I
want to
have-
make some money?
Yes.
You got some dishes.
I'm not so good with the dexterity. Hides the staff a little bit.
All right. Well, fair enough. Can you bartend?
I've never done it before, but I'm willing to try.
And here ends Hattie's campaign. Finally
She's found
fulfilled.
her home.
Ready to introduce
Roll
your
a
new character?
Hey, Hattie, not to interrupt this weird conversation that you're having with the bartender.
Oh,
Bartender.
hey, Artie.
Hey, Hattie. As much as I would love for you to flex your bartending skills, and while I won't
I don't
stop you
have
if you
any.
want to, rooms, do you have room prices?
Oh yeah, that was the third question on the list.
Oh yeah, we have room. Sort of room you're looking for? We got rooms for 1 gold piece a night, 2 gold pieces a night, 4 gold pieces a night.
What's the difference? Because I know a place where they're all the same.
1 gold piece. That'll get you a pretty nice room. 2 gold pieces will get you a nicer room. And 4 gold pieces will get you your own thing called a bathroom.
I don't even have one of those at Candlekeep.
They're fancy. We got copper tubs and everything.
They make them out of copper?
Yeah. It's great.
Okay, yeah, we'll take how many people are here? There's just the 4 of us, right? We'll take 4 of them for to fight.
Thank you, Hattie. I appreciate that. Yes, we'll take 5 rooms.
Maths is hard. Of the nice ones with the copper tubs, please. I have a rich friend.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, what? Am I paying for this? Am I paying for your rooms?
Oh no! I mean, you can if you want.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be getting 5 rooms. 1 with a copper tub, maybe 2 with a copper tub, and then
But
we'll
Rain
let...
is rolling in the stuff.
Okay, well, you can ask Raina. Like, I'm not saying you can't get a copper tub. I'm saying ask Raina if she's paying for your room.
She said it was for the party, and I think this is very beneficial.
Okay, you don't have to convince me. I'm paying for my own room. And he puts down
So
4 gold
why
pieces.
did you ask for 5 rooms then? I was just getting some for the party. Get out of here. I'm on the bar stool.
Okay. and he'll be like, can I just go up? Okay, I'm gonna head up. Hattie, are you gonna be cool down here, or do you need anything?
I am always cool.
All right. And as Ardius walks away, the bartender turns back and he says, so bartending, yay or nay?
What do I need to know to be able to do the bartendering?
Can you flip a bottle?
Yes.
You got it.
Yeah. Hattie's gonna climb over the bar.
Okay, we will come back to Hattie's bartending mini game momentarily. In that case,
Where is this going? What is Hattie doing?
I don't know, but I'd love it. All right, so let's pick up with Kaya and Seymour. You were going to go find City, I believe.
Yes.
Or, we could bartend.
I was thinking about I'm already behind the bar. We've had a few more
Or
drinks by
bartend.
it. But it was
Well,
bartenders in the end. It was
Yeah, group activity. Woo.
Unlike the city of caravans, there are not many people in Triel who are drinking this early in the morning. Most of them have like farm duties to attend to. So there won't be many people to serve other than you and Kaya this early in the bar.
That's perfectly
Good
fine
enough
with
for
us.
us.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So you guys pour yourselves some drinks from behind the bar. Eventually Bill comes down supporting Bethel. It's like, all right, Bethel, let's just get you back over to your house. And like as he's like leading her out the door, she passes by you guys and she's just like, oh, and like winks at Seymour.
Seymour. I wink back. Yeah, of course.
Oh, you do start an old lady's heart. Yeah, she'll like hobble out the door.
Horse
my
fondler,
goodness.
old person botherer.
Oh my goodness.
Brilliant. Character development, y'all.
It's the sign of a stud.
Bill will like
Very
lean
good.
back through the door and be like, "Is it all right if I leave the bar with you all for 5 minutes while I get Bethel set up at house?"
We'll make sure
where's
nobody
City?
steals anything.
Where's City right now?
She's in a stall
Oh,
right
okay.
around the corner.
We might be just going straight there then, really.
Yeah, but we'll look over. We'll look out for your bar first, of course.
Okay.
All right. And he like continues out the door.
Kaya's filling up all of her wineskins.
Perfect.
Shot of whiskey if it's there.
Oh, hell yeah.
We
You
can
can absolutely
this
do all
before
that.
we're going on a deadly fucking excursion.
No.
Yay.
There's no one there to monitor you. You can do whatever you want with this bar.
It's free booze.
Yeah.
Is there anything of interest in that bar for Seymour? Like, is there any like really fancy bottles of wine or anything?
Yeah, the good stuff.
Hmm.
I want to
Top
find
shelf.
I want to find the good stuff. The things what we don't even have on the shelf. The things what are under the bar.
There is a cabinet in the bar that is locked. Whenever you like go into the kitchen, into the back room, there's the kitchen and then there's like a wine storage area.
I have thief tools. Can I unlock it?
You
Just like
can
that.
certainly try.
Oh my god! I've never done this before.
Just roll it and then add your dexterity and proficiency.
Okay, yeah.
Basically,
Okay.
basically a sleight of hand check.
Can I help him?
How is Kai gonna help him like maneuver these tools?
I don't know. I guess not.
Give me some inspiration, Bard.
Yeah, I'll give you some inspiration.
There you go.
Okay.
She'll play a couple notes on her hand flute. This is very important. I will obviously
This
be
is
working my
this is
inspiration.
so important.
for-
Okay.
Start playing the opening notes of a drinking song. Come on, man.
Oh. That was fucking SpongeBob. I just sang. Who lives in a pond
Yeah,
under the
she's-
sea?
You're doing great today, guys. How'd you
Just
do
like
on your roll?
SpongeBob on her spit.
D8 was it? Yeah. Hang on a second, Mr. Jenks. Ooh. 22.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely good enough. This isn't like a super fancy lock. Yeah, so you can pop it open, and inside there's basically just like there's another like smaller wine shelf, like not like the wine shelves on the walls, but just like a little wine rack. And you see there's little pieces of parchment. There's one that says our wedding, Kythorn 1490. There's one that says the first night we danced, and that one is Myrtle of 1489. And basically just like each one has a label, and it has like something like the first time, the first house we moved in together, when we opened the wagon wheel. It just like each one has a parchment like that beneath it.
Kai's just gonna close it again. Can you
Okay.
relock it?
I can check. I can roll to see, Mr. Jenks, if you want me to.
Well, the good news is the way that thieves' tools work is you're just unlocking a tumbler. If you had smashed the lock, then
True,
there's
yeah,
no
then-
way. But yeah, you can just like click the
Okay.
lock back into place.
All right.
Oh,
that's
we're
fine.
just gonna pretend we didn't see that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a bit personal. Let's just grab a bottle of whiskey and then we'll go. So, just any bottle of whiskey is fine with me. I want to find.
Just grab a bottle
It's too sentimental. It's too sentimental. That stuff.
All
I
of
can't do
her
that.
wineskins and flasks are filled up.
Good. Perfect. There's definitely like some good vintages in here that aren't like family memories for you to
Yeah.
take.
We like family, so we're gonna respect that at least. But yeah. Yeah, whiskey and whatever looked expensive, the fanciest looking bottle of wine. And Seymour's
Okay.
gonna grab it and go, now, if we ever go in to wherever the fuck we are, and we go to Elturel, and if we're facing demons that are beyond our control, let's make sure we have a little drink beforehand and celebrate life.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll save it for the end of the world.
Exactly. Just that. And he's just going to put it in a bag or whatever he's got. I don't know what Seymour carries things in, but still.
If it wouldn't DMCA, I would love to play End of the World as we know it while you guys drink this.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys head out of the back room, wine skins and flasks full.
Waving side to side from the water moving.
Yeah.
Just sloshing
Loaded
sounds
down.
as we walk.
Or you're walking as if you're on a boat.
Yeah. That's because we're pissed, actually.
Are they sober? Are they pissed? We'll never know.
Nah.
They
Doing
can't walk
great.
in a straight line.
Yeah, so you guys head over to City Shop.
Yes.
In that case, whenever you walk in, City is working in the back room, the examination room. And you just see like, she's just kind of like bustling around. You can kind of see her through the open door, going back and forth. There's lots of like books laid out on the counter. So, she runs like, she basically runs like a little library / apothecary in town. So she has like books laid out all over her counter, just like open to various pages. And she's just like, wandering around. She comes out into the room to like read a book. Oh, hello. How are you all doing this morning?
Fantastic, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm feeling a lot better. And honestly, we're
That's
just
good.
ready to go. We obviously need to discuss what the fuck we're going to be doing, but yes, we want to get this over and done with.
Sure. Well, I mean, we pretty much already have the plan in place, more or less, I think.
I'm the shield, I hit things, you two do all the smart stuff, correct?
Yeah, Seymour, you can just change the way you look, right? So you can also disguise yourself as a cultist. Come with me.
I
Ooh.
can't. I
Oh.
can't.
Oh, okay.
I
Well-
swapped my boons out, my dudes. When I leveled up, I can do that, and I swapped them.
City-
You hear a dark chuckle from somewhere in the back of your mind.
Yeah, of course I do.
Little off topic, but do you have lantern oil here?
Yes. Yes, I do actually. And she points to sort of an alcove at the back of the shop where she just has like torches and wicks and like empty lanterns, and then also like little bottles of lantern oil. Yeah, each one of those should fill like a regular lantern. It should fill the entire vessel, unless you got like a giant lantern, then you might need to buy like 5. But you can definitely.
Yeah, I'll take 5. How many? How much for 5?
You guys are helping me out. I can give you a discount. Let me see.
Is this to help with this mission?
Maybe. I don't know.
And we're helping. And we're helping this person.
I'll tell you what.
But they're charging us to help them.
Well, I can't just. I can't let you just like take everything from my shop.
Oh, fair. You know what? You gave me that spell scroll. I'm asking too much. I'm sorry.
Kaya's gonna look at Seymour and then look at her wineskin and go, I think I'll pay for these. It's fine.
Seymour's nods like.
Luckily, City didn't catch that because she's looking through her ledger. Yeah, we'll call it 5 copper a flask. I'll give you a 50% discount.
Sure.
All right. So that's going to be 2 silver and 5 copper.
What do we do for healing?
Whatever you mean.
Have we got anything to do with healing? Have we got any potions here? I know obviously you could do a little bit, Kaya, but I don't want you to be focusing so much on that.
Oh no, yeah, potions of healing would be incredibly useful if you have any of those.
I can make some. I don't. Well, I have a healer's kit, but I don't know if that's something. I don't suppose either of you are proficient with.
Not at all.
You guys have any medical training? Okay.
No.
Well, yeah, I can make up a couple of healing potions before we leave. Just like some salves and herbal remedies.
Yep. That's fine.
It's not going to be anything fancy. I have, with everything going on, I haven't had time to go out and like pick good herbs, but I can at least get some basic healing potions.
And then if you could give me something of yours in case we get separated and I need to scry or find any of you, that would be really helpful too.
Sure. What sort of a thing do you need?
Lock of hair would probably be best.
Okay. She'll. Where would this be at? Okay, she'll go into the door behind the counter, not the examination room, but another door. And she'll come back out with a hairbrush, and she'll just like pull a hair off the hairbrush and hand it to you.
You too, Seymour.
There you go.
Alright.
So, we have healing.
Yep.
I've just got to make sure I hit and hit well. Okay.
We have the skull.
A skull.
Yes, and she brings out the skeleton skull and she sets it on the counter.
This magic aura lasts for how long again?
Magic aura. It lasts for an amount of time.
Is it 6 hours or 8 hours?
I want to say 8, but let me double check here. I can remember how the
24
alphabet
hours.
works.
Oh shit.
24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Nistel's magic aura, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, 24 hours.
Should we cast it now then? Or should we cast it once we're there?
I think that if we cast it once we're there, that would be best. I forgot that this entire time that's not even her voice. If we cast it when we get there, that will probably be best.
Janks, that's your first time you
I
forgot
was
a
gonna
voice.
say,
You're fine.
like, I was first we started talking. I was like, wait, who's this? And I was like, wait.
I'm in planning mode. It's a different thing. Anyway, yes, if I would suggest we ride there first, and then whenever we are close, I can cast the magic aura around it. Your major illusion lasts for usually it lasts about an hour whenever I cast it. So okay, so if I cast Nistel's magic,
Major image at 10 minutes.
10. Oh, okay.
Here the plank is getting torn up.
No, it we can still do this.
How long does the ritual take?
The ritual would actually take very little time, thanks to this. And she goes back into the room and she brings out a galvanized iron bucket, and she just like tilts it forward and shows you the bottom. It appears that there's nothing in the bucket.
Care to explain, or?
Yes, I have been spending the past day casting a glyph in the bottom of this bucket. When I drop the skull into it, it will trigger a hallowing spell.
That's cool.
So we only need to buy like a couple seconds anyways. 10 minutes is plenty of time.
If Sybil is next to the skull, it will only be a couple seconds. If she is not, I need to find her first.
What do you mean? We can't do the ritual and then find her?
Halloween has a set area. If I trigger the spell and Sybil is not in that area, her life may be forfeit.
I don't know if this is an idea, but Kaya, you're scrying.
Mm-hmm.
Could it help locate them?
Yes, but I think it might. I don't know. Is she gonna be hard to find if she's at some like cult site?
I do not know the. I have never been to the place where she is at. I know about where it is. I do not think it will be difficult to find, and I have been at locations like it. It's sort of an old shrine. She should not be difficult to find, no. There are only so many paths around the shrine, and I can't imagine that she would stray far from it.
So we find her first, and then we swap the skull.
So do we need a scout?
I suppose that's what I'm doing, disguised as a cultist, right?
Yes.
So things should still be on track. I'd say, can you turn yourself or Seymour invisible? Potentially you could follow with the bucket, drop it off at a designated location.
That's the thing, I can turn myself invisible, but it's a waste of a spell for me. I'm half tapped if that's the case.
And then drop the bucket off at a certain location, or drop it off close by in some way, shape, or form. Or I could take the bucket with me as well. I could hide it with my disguise self spell. It also hides possessions that I have on me. Go there, swap out the skull, drop it in as long as City's there, and then we're done.
And get her out.
Of course. After the ritual's cast, that shouldn't be too hard, right?
Yes, and ideally get the paladin as well.
Yes. Which is what Seymour will be doing.
I'll try my best.
Yeah, sorry, let me just double check what her power is.
Destruction.
Well, I don't know if she can cast invisibility.
While you're looking at that, Kaya.
Oh no, she has invisibility. Oh, she has invisibility at will. Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
If I have a concern.
Yeah.
if she's that powerful of a warlock,
Can she see through me?
this is my thing. I don't know.
I look at City. Is she?
Has she ever said that she can do that?
Can she see through an illusion?
Invisibility
Yes.
more than anything, if that's what we're going for.
And disguise self. That's important to know.
Yes, true.
I do not believe that that's a power that she has.
Okay.
But the cultists who came to collect her, the ones that came out of the fields of the dead, the ones that I believe you encountered on the road, they came with masks. The masks are imbued with power. I do not know if those can see. I do not know what they are capable of seeing.
That's not good. That's something we should have thought about before. Potentially, then it might be smarter to take down a cultist and steal their clothes.
I was thinking of the same thing.
Find out what the mask does at the same time, provide a disguise for Seymour. Or me.
That is an option. I think that the danger is those masks are drawing power from the vestige. If you take down the cultist wearing a mask, then the thing powering the mask will know that something is wrong.
So that's not... All right, well, in that case, I suppose we just go in and we hope for the best?
At this point, it is all we can do.
All right.
I guess we have to just do what we can. And, yeah, hope for the best.
I don't know if scrying is the best idea.
No.
If she's tied to some powerful vestige, or if they can see through invisibilities of any kind, they'll spot it.
I have no idea how that works, so sure.
Once the hallowing is complete, then wherever the hallow is, the hallow will be attached to the skull itself. So the hallow will be able to move with the skull. No fiend will be able to set foot in the hallow without hurting themselves. It is how I am going to protect Sybil. She is going to be inside the hallow, and so the fiends will not be able to touch her there.
Janks, for Seymour, like I know he's not a fiend, but would that affect him at all? Because his blood is fiendish.
It wouldn't affect you as a tiefling.
Okay.
It might mess with your connection to Tenebris if you're within the hallow.
That's what I thought.
Sick.
Fucking awesome. Okay, cool.
Would it mess with... I'm not going to say... Okay.
Oh, you would have messed with my day, the person I've just made a deal with. No, okay, all right. I think when?
Go.
Yeah, we need to make our move then.
I am prepared to head out today. We ride, and we should get there hopefully before nightfall. It is when they will hopefully be the least active, and we will be able to strike at night, we have the darkness on our side.
Seymour's gonna whistle and hope that Finibris is gonna arrive, because I haven't forgot about Finibris. He's part of this plan too, y'all.
True. And Finibris is nearby. He was sleeping at the bottom of your...
How long would it take you to make the healing salves and stuff like that?
An hour at most. I can make them in one large batch and just pour them out into jars.
Perfect. We'll take a short rest and we'll leave in an hour.
All right. Battle plans made and ready.
I love making plans.
This is not gonna work. I can already see like a million ways this could go wrong.
Oh
It's
shit!
fine.
Finibris will get affected by the Hallow spell.
He's a hellhound.
Didn't think that far ahead, did you?
Finibris is coming along.
There is
won't be
so
able to
many
go
like
into
little
this
holes in this plan, and I love it.
I'll be fine with it. It's fine.
Yeah, because Finibris isn't a beast. He is...
A fiend.
He's a fiend.
He is fiendish in nature.
That's awesome.
He's actually not a hellhound. He doesn't use the hellhound stat block, but he is fiendish. So yeah.
Okay.
He would also be in danger if he was inside the hallow. Okay, yeah. That's true.
My plan is to have have Finibris just take out other cultists who arrive. That's all it is. Keep it simple for him. So don't worry.
All right. In that case, while you guys make a plan and City prepares the healing potions, we jump back down to Skirnabel, where Reyna and Snipe and Hailra arrive at the watch station. This is it's part of a group of buildings. The watch is one of them. Basically, asking around town, you can very easily navigate to where this place is. There's a barracks there. There's sort of a central office. And then it's actually surrounded by mostly like shops and businesses. So it's just kind of like settled in a courtyard in sort of the northern end of Skirnabel. You see that there are watchmen wearing, not all of them are actually wearing Elturel plate like Hailra is. Some of them are just wearing like normal armor, but with like a sun tabard. So like the symbol of Elturel, but not like worked into the armor like Hailra's is. Mm-hmm. Among these, Hailra, can you make me a perception check, please?
Okay. I will just say, as we walk in there, Hailra is going to obviously turn to Snipe and Reyna and just say, when you speak to the watch, have some tact. I know you two haven't said anything, but Hattie almost crossed the line when speaking to the master healer. Mm-hmm. And I don't want any political or any issues and laws being broken.
Mm-hmm. No, of
especially
course.
for you two.
Yeah, no. I also thought Hattie went a bit too far, but
16 perception.
16. Okay. Among the people in the courtyard, Hailra, you clock one or two familiar faces, like people from Elturel, not necessarily people you know the name of, but people that you've like seen around before. And then you do see a face that you recognize. An older gentleman in his 50s, sort of long hair pulled back, a salt and pepper beard. And he is wearing not Elturel plate, but plate armor with the tabard over it that has the sun symbol of Elturel. It is Sir Caliph Moore, the current, you don't know exactly what his status is, but he is the head of the High Overseer's personal guard.
Oh yeah, this is the guy the High Overseer came and I was like, oh yeah, that don't trust him.
Yes, this is the
yeah.
Okay.
So you would know that the High Overseer's guard. Sorry, I'm just gonna like throw some lore at you here.
Okay.
So you know that the High Overseer's guard, they are not paladins of Elturel necessarily. They are a personal force hired by the High Overseer to protect the High Overseer. So Sir Caliph is a knight, but he is actually not a paladin of Elturel. He is hired by the Overseer to protect the Overseer and carry out whatever the Overseer asks him to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking for Shermore, something like that. Mm-hmm. Let's ask around.
Well, if you need me to point him out, he's right there. But just bear in mind, he isn't a soldier of Elturel.
Mm-hmm.
He's under the High Overseer's command, and I do not trust him. So just bear that in mind.
Okay.
Well, don't completely trust him.
No. Well, all we actually need to ask is their information about bodies washing up and where they found them and everything else, and certain crimes going on in the city.
Yeah, nothing suspect. You should be fine.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep it in mind for sure. I think we should be fine. And I will start walking towards him.
Okay. Right now, he's currently talking with one of the one of the other watchmen. Most of the other watchmen are wearing more like chainmail, and he's like wearing armor, but the rest of them are kind of just wearing like chainmail. Honestly, a lot of them look like not adventuring types, you know, like, you know, they guard the town, but you know, they're not like gonna fight a dragon or anything. That's a little outside of their pay grade.
Yeah.
And he just seems to be like discussing matters with this fellow whenever you walk up. So I think that's everything. Excellent. Dismiss Bigby. I will have a conversation with you.
Hi.
Hello.
Sir Moore?
Sir Caliph Moore, yes.
Hi. My name is Raina Veron. I'm here with Hilra and Snipe. We're...
Hilra, you old so-and-so. And
Sir
he'll reach
Moore.
out an arm for like a soldier's handshake. You know, like the forearm grip.
Yeah, she goes for the handshake.
Perfect. What brings you all the way down to Skirnabel?
It's not pleasant business. We're kind of investigating the whole entire murder case going on with the Cloister of the Tear.
Ah, yes, tragic that. The master healer told me that he would be bringing in some outside investigators. Dragged you all the way down here from Fort Tamal, did they?
I was already on business heading towards Elturel.
Luckily enough.
Truly. Well, the time and tide.
But yeah, is there a place private where we can go? We
course.
basically have some questions about everything that's going on. Some information you guys maybe have.
Yes, we can discuss it in my office, and he'll lead you to sort of an outbuilding, just sort of like a small brick building that he opens the door, and you see that it has like a desk and some tables and things. There's like swords hanging on the wall and like halberds and things. Converted it from the armory, felt it was appropriate. Go ahead and have a seat.
Thank you. Well, to begin with, I'm curious, what's the information you guys have from the entire situation that's going on?
Right. Well, so far, what we've managed to find is that the men who washed up on shore are all caravan leaders. Unfortunately, 2 of the caravans have already left town, so there will be no interrogating them. But we were able to get a hold of the Estragon League before they were able to leave the town. So they're currently in their camp out on the Eastern Green, and they are going to hang around under threat of Elturel law until we get to the bottom of this. Obviously, we are not, there are no formal suspicions, but I think it's safe to say that it may have been an inside job.
Inside job from out the cloister?
But no, of course not. The cloister is beyond reproach. What I believe to be the case is that the first caravan was simply disposing of a leader they didn't like, and 2 other caravans have since fallen suit and decided to copy the murders for their own ends. A simple way to dispose of what we can tell were largely disliked caravan masters.
Do we know the name of the caravans? Of the groups?
Well, unfortunately, I was only brought in after the 3rd case, so I am only familiar with the Estragon League, the local watch. Amicable men though they may be, did not do their due diligence with the first 2. So I have no way of tracking those caravans, unfortunately. I suspect that they were heading north, but these days, without a name or anything.
You say that each caravan's followed suit of the first caravan, why make it look like members of the cloister, members of the Ilmata?
Because there's no connection between caravan leaders and the cloister. I don't believe there is.
No, as far as we could tell, there was no previous connection. Of course, the cloister immediately denounced the killings as soon as the first body appeared. At least that's what I've been told. I suspect that the reason that they appear to be Ilmatari is the difficulty in prosecuting these cases under the law of Elturel, should they be of the Ilmatari. It creates a particularly sticky situation.
I can see, yeah. Okay.
You are, of course, I assume, having traveled with Hailra, familiar with the tenets of the Creed Resolute.
Are we?
I mean, so Hailra did give you
Yeah.
gave you some of it on the way up, right? She was like, you guys were teetering on the edge. There was like Hattie did some questionable things. Like, there's definitely like you kind of
Some
know,
basics.
you know
Yeah.
that like there's like a religious aspect where maybe you guys like kind of teetered on the edge of something dangerous,
Yeah,
but
she would've
Hailra
meant
kind of
to-
like pulled you back.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm right now I'm just thinking about everything we know. Cause the first body started washing up like a month ago. That's what we heard.
Thereabouts. 3 weeks, 10 days
Weeks.
passed.
Yeah. Okay.
Master Healer said that they suspect it's something about a cult known by the Long Death. Do you know anything about them?
I've heard stories, mostly tales to scare travelers and children on the roads. Nothing definitive. I've never met anyone who followed that particular creed or faith. No one that I know of, anyway. I could understand.
Go on. Sorry.
If it's a matter though of if it was a matter of law, I could understand why the Master Healer might hope that that's the case. Certainly, it would be easier to prosecute a follower of the Long Death than it would be a member of the Ilmatari. Faiths must be respected, but if it is a particular ideal, then it has less protections under the law.
Has there been any increase in crimes or any weird activity in the town?
Any missing persons or any strange sightings?
Not that I'm aware of, although the history of Scornabel is a history of transience. It is nothing but people passing through.
Yeah. Would there be someone who keeps a record of any crimes, every crime that's committed or everything that's reported?
There is a very, very messy room of papers here at the headquarters that details several crimes going back for over a century, although some of the papers are entirely unreadable. I've been trying my best to reorganize things while I'm here. Frankly, though, most crimes in this city go largely unreported. We do what we can.
Of course. Do we know, because they were all caravan leaders, do we know if they're a specific type of caravan, if they're performers, if they're just people passing through, if they're...
The only information that I have is about the Estragon League. I So aside from the fact, of course, that I've learned that they were all caravan leaders. The Estragon League is a caravan of spice merchants from the Lake of Steam. They were on their way north, headed for Waterdeep to do some trading in the Sword Coast North. They stopped here in Scornabel about 3 days ago. I'm given to understand that they exchanged some members, some travelers that they'd picked up along the road, either hopped off or joined up with their caravan to travel. And from speaking with them, I learned that their caravan leader, Tara Millard, disappeared about 2 days ago. 2 days before the body washed up.
And where precisely did the body wash up, or like how far away from town? Just like on the riverbank, just outside of town, or?
On the riverbank, at the end of the Western Green. And he'll go over to a window in his office, and he'll sort of point over the top of the buildings nearby. It's a little hard to see. You kind of got to look at it through the gaps in the wall, but there's a wall that's very distant. He says just a little bit around the western wall there that goes down to the Kayanthar.
And have all the bodies been found there, or have they been scattered all over the place?
They've been scattered. One of the bodies washed up much further down the river. One of them appeared to be caught in some of the netting down at the docks, and that was how it was discovered.
Okay.
Some more.
Yes. Captain Hera.
Do you have any suspicions against the Ilmatari?
The Ilmatari, particularly the cloister, is one of the most respected medical institutions in the Sword Coast. That said, many of their apprentices come to Skirnabel for study and then leave to go off traveling in the world. The ones who call Skirnabel home, the ones who are running the cloister, I believe them, and I believe that they are good people. Frankly, it wouldn't make sense for them to suddenly start murdering people in their hometown after living here for years and years.
Not. Can I make an insight check on what he's saying so far? To see if I detect any, like, lie or anything else. Like, he says the thing we want to hear, but not the thing he really thinks.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an insight.
Also roll insight.
Sure.
Just for like in the comparison, compared like his testimony to like what we heard from like the Master Healer.
Sure. Hera, do you also want to roll insight on this?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I've already heard a few contradictions in what he said.
Okay.
So,
yeah, fair
sort
enough.
of like if it was an Ace Attorney game and you have to find the contradiction, I'm like going through that as hell, and I'm like, oh, but he just said he thinks it's the Ilmatari, but he also said that there's no suspicions on the caravan, but he said that the caravans might be following suit. He's lying about something.
Yeah, his story doesn't add up.
Yeah, that's why Hale was like trying to question him now.
That's right.
Okay, insight.
Yeah.
That's a 10.
10. Raina, how'd you do?
22.
22. Snipe?
23.
23. Okay, so Hera, you think that he's trying to puzzle through a murder investigation in a fantasy medieval world where things like DNA doesn't exist. So he's just kind of basing what he's saying off of a lot of theories that he's worked through and a lot of
what little evidence he has. So he is kind of saying contradictory things, which really just gives you the impression that he doesn't really know definitively what it like. He's still suspecting a lot of people. Reyna and Snipe, you got over 20. So you think that his answer, he is trying to word his answer carefully, because it would be a pretty big deal to accuse the Ilmatari of wrongdoing. Because if he accuses them and he's wrong, that is a crime. And if he accuses them and he's right, then it becomes a question of whether or not he's allowed to prosecute them for it.
Okay.
So, you think that he's being genuine whenever he says that he doesn't believe that it's the core members of the cloister, and his reasoning makes sense, right? If you live in a place for 20 years and then suddenly decide I'm gonna go on a 3-week murder spree, like that would be weird.
Yeah.
But what he's saying about the apprentices that travel through, that has some weight to it, because there's definitely like a rotating cast of clerics that go through training at the cloister and then leave. And so, if someone has shown up in the past couple of months and they're about to leave soon, then yeah, that's a little more suspicious than accusing, say, the master healer of wrongdoing.
Yeah.
So that's where you think his mind is at right now.
Sure, more. I understand your answer, but right now we're alone in his room, and I would like you to be honest and truthful about everything you're saying. We're not here to help the cloister. We're not here to help you. We're here to help the people who got murdered and find out everything about this. We're not here to judge someone. We're not here to spill secrets. We're here to help.
What are you asking me?
To speak your mind. To speak what you really feel.
This is actual opinion here.
Because we would like to know as many perspectives as we can. We would like to know as much information.
Fine. I understand what you're getting at. I believe that I have some questions for some newer acolytes of the Cloister of the Tear. But to ask for who the new acolytes are would imply that I think that there's guilt. And that sets us down a path that there is no returning from.
I can see.
Under the light of the Companion, all faiths, religions, and races are shined on equally. That is what the Creed Resolute says. If I accuse them and I'm wrong, then I have unlawfully accused a faith of being underhanded.
Mm-hmm.
If I accuse them and I'm right, then it's a question of, is what the Ilmatari doing in good faith to their beliefs? If they are doing it in good faith of their beliefs and believe that what they are doing is truly with the faith of Ilmater, then it's a question of whether their faith has interfered with the faith of another. All of these caravan leaders, or at the very least, the leader of the Estragon League, by the admission of his own caravan, was a faithless man. His death does not interfere with anyone's faith.
Thank you for being truthful and honest. We'll keep this information to ourselves, and I think we'll know where to go next. If we got some more information, if we find out anything, we'll let you guys know.
I appreciate the cooperation.
Thank you for your time, and Reyna will start. Jesus. From, I don't know. Reyna will stand up and start walking out of the door.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So do you guys have any kind of a conversation on your way out the door as you leave the courtyard to sort of, go wherever and what have you?
Snipe, what did you hear from everything? I hear echo.
That's a nice echo you've got going on there.
Rena's in my head. What the fuck
Yeah.
Got one of voices. Thank you for the raid, live and let's die.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess the only course is to try and find Hattie and Arceus and just see, what happens after that.
Yeah.
I hope Hattie's doing very well with her time wherever she is right now.
Yeah.
I may have a plan.
Spill it out.
I don't know if it's a good plan, but I've again heard contradicting things from Sir Moore. This is as we're leaving the office, so we...
Yeah. In front of his desk, I've heard weird contradictory things.
I don't know this guy. I heard weird things.
Thank you for your information. I don't trust him.
Yeah. So I've heard contradicting things that it could be someone that's not part of the caravans, or it could be the caravans themselves. And I feel like the only way to find out is to pose as a caravan.
An entire caravan?
I mean...
You mean caravan member?
No, if we can find a caravan and take, borrow it, or someone has to act as the leader and the members, just to find out what exactly is happening. Because if nothing happens, then it might be the caravans themselves. But if then something happens, if whoever's posing as the leader is someone like maybe me or Reyna, then we may have a shot at fighting back and capturing whoever's doing it.
I think the best idea is not to pose as a leader, because most caravan leaders are pretty well known. Not well known, but people know who they are. So if we stay with the caravan, ask their leader if we can stay close to them, keep an eye out on them, stay around them. I think that's a better idea than just completely replacing them. But that might be an idea for later on. Right now, I think it's the best idea to meet up with Arceus and Hattie again, and then maybe go to the eastern fields to talk to the entire caravan.
I don't think I'll be joining you guys in this investigation.
We'll see. We'll see. That's because we're here for you right now, Snipe. Let's go to the Bloody Doak. Let's see what's there.
I'm not sure if I want to go. I don't know why I'm so nervous.
Well, as you say that, we cut over. Hattie.
I wonder why they're nervous. Hattie's carrying heavy
Now you
things.
got Hattie is doing.
Throws a fucking beer glass at me through the door.
How much glass
just
is on the
have a
floor? Smash.
Everyone's like, I just have a sense that Hattie's doing something stupid.
I feel a disturbance in the force.
Yeah, Hattie, everyone is like gathered around the bar. They're cheering. They're going wild because this little halfling monk.
Do I get a
is
step
just-
stool?
Like, you can have it if you want it, but you don't even need it. Like with your skill, like you can use your staff to just like shoot up and down, like grabbing bottles and stuff off the shelf. What I want to do is I want to make a series of checks with you. I will allow you to make whatever check you want as long as you can justify why you would be able to use that for bartending.
Okay.
And there may be some really big tips coming your way, depending on how well this goes. So everyone's cheering. Drink orders are like coming in from all sides. Someone has ordered like a nice old fashioned. Someone's like trying to hit you up for like a gin and tonic. Someone's just like ordering a glass of wine. Tell me, how are you gonna get all of this done? What's your first move?
My first move.
Make a gin in fashion.
Cheers, love. Could I have a Godfather, please?
Who?
Can I have a
Godfather? Church down the road.
Thank you.
In talking to these people, to like, wait, what's the order of things? Like, are we talking like need to get the order, get the right ingredients? Like, what are the?
So basically, you have 3 drink orders, right, that you need to fulfill. So you have an old fashioned, a gin and tonic, and a grandfather or godfather or whatever that was.
Grandfather.
Everyone's just saying
milk.
He's in the corner. It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Each of these drinks, it's going to require you to make a check to successfully make it. So it's going to test an ability of yours to make the drink, serve it. And if you serve all 3 or some number of the 3, that's going to like tell you how much you're going to make at the end of this.
Okay.
This person asking for the Godfather turns to Soph's character.
Do you want gin and tonic, mate? Gin and tonic, yeah? Yeah? Alright, gin and tonic, please. Alright.
I've got to go acrobatics, right?
Hell yeah, if that's what you want to do, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
An elderflower
This
gin
is-
tonic.
An elderflower, please.
I'm just trying to like, do I do it on D&D Beyond? But like the one time I rolled on that, I got 2. I'm so unbelievably nervous
Just do
about
it for
this.
Do it for the. Do it for
Okay.
it. Go for it.
I
So
said
you're trying to be
acrobatics,
a
yeah.
15. Yeah, you're trying
I
to
got
be a
15 exactly.
Oh my god. Yeah. So Hattie, what drink do you want to take care of first? The old fashioned, the gin and tonic, or the
Let's start easy. Let's go for the glass of wine.
Okay. Yeah, so
Wait, that was one of the options, right?
Yeah, there was a person who ordered a glass of wine as well. Yeah, so are you using the staff or are you just like acrobating your way?
Yeah, I'm using the staff to like
Okay,
prop
sticking
myself
across
up.
the
Like,
bar.
Okay.
like I don't know how.
Have you ever seen? Okay, so there's this thing in Shaolin Kung Fu called the monkey stick, and it's like a specific way of fighting. But there's like one move. I think it's called like monkey climbing the tree or something, where you have both feet on the pole and your hands are free.
Yeah.
And so I picture that's what Hattie does. She like extends the pole and then lets go to grab the bottle in the glass and then just like rides it down as like she's pouring the glass and serves it.
Good.
She's very good. Oh. Doing wine? Alright, well, who wanted wine? And turns to AJ's character. You ordered wine, did you? Alright, cool.
No one ordered wine. Why are you pouring this wine? I don't know. It's just the closest bottle.
No, the bartender, he's like nodding approvingly over by his precious oak bloodstain. He's just like, all right, yeah, I can respect that. All right, so wine is taken care of. You have 3 drinks left to make. Tell me about the next drink you want to make and what you're going to use to do it.
Old-fashioned.
Okay. I'm gonna institute this rule. Yeah, I'm gonna institute this rule. You can't use an ability twice. I'll let you use acrobatics twice because I didn't institute that rule until just now. But for the rest of them, you got to use different abilities.
Okay, so for what were the drinks? That was the old fashioned. That was the gin and tonic.
Mm-hmm.
That was
the Godfather.
Grandfather. Okay. Godfather.
Good.
That dude, the old dude.
The old guy. Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember.
God, pap.
If the old-fashioned requires shaking, yeah?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not a mixologist, but sure.
I've worked in a bar and I have no idea how anything works. Can I use stealth to try and make it look like the shaker is just kind of being bounced in the air by something out of sight behind the bar?
Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, so you, okay, yeah, go ahead and roll me a stealth check. DC 15.
Okay. Uh, 24.
24, amazing, okay, yeah. So like, yeah, so you want to do this thing. You get down behind the bar. I mean, you could just be standing behind the bar and still be down behind the bar, right? But you just start like tossing this thing up in the air. I imagine that Hattie's like kicking it and hitting it, like using monk skill to just sort of like bounce it around.
Like the balloon game where the balloon can't touch the floor.
Yeah, exactly, like the balloon game. It's one of the most goddamn impressive things this bar room has ever seen. Like you're doing this for a bar room full of performers. They fucking love this shit. They're
Gin and tonic, can I just reuse acrobatics because you said I could? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just to like get the bottle down and like pour like 1 or 2 shots. I know how gin and tonics work.
Sure.
17.
17. Okay, cool. So yeah, you this time you do like an acrobatic flip up to the top shelf, and you just grab the top shelf booze, and then you just do like a spectacular mixologist pour from the top shelf, and everyone's just like, yeah, hell yeah.
And the last drink, of which I cannot remember,
the God Grandfather.
The God Grandfather.
This is my drink. I hope you don't mess it up.
I don't have anything helpful that I have proficiency with. I'm trying to get those.
Okay. Pick something that you have like good. What'd you say? Okay.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah, sleight of
hand. Sleight of hand could be good.
Ooh, yeah. However the hell I can make sleight of hand work, I don't. My brain isn't functioning.
Okay. Let's see. The way that you can make this work. What's the best way to make this work? I'm picturing that you could do it like a magic trick. Like just sort of like pull the bottle like behind your ear and like spinning them around, like just pulling them out of weird places that you're just like, how did she do it? Oh my god. Go ahead and roll me DC 15 sleight of hand check.
Come on, Hattie. It's my drink. My drink.
10? Oh no. Okay. So you do still manage to pour out the drink, right? But unfortunately, it turns out it's really hard to French drop a bottle. So in a convincing way. So you're like, okay, yeah, sure, we see what you're going for. All right, okay. And the guy standing at the end of the bar is like, okay, well, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. and you pour out the Godfather. Everyone takes their drinks and everyone like cheers you. And people start like throwing some coins on the counter for you.
My only source of income.
Yeah, these are performers, and performers are historically generous people when it comes to tipping. So, 31 gold for Hattie. Laid
Hell
down on the
yeah.
bar from this group.
That's a lot of money. That's
Yeah.
a big tip.
Yeah, that's enough to
Nice,
pay for
especially
5
for
rooms.
drinks.
There's no-
Jesus.
Well, they were impressed. They saw a spectacular show. There was climbing up a pole. There was like a shaker just like bouncing up behind the bar. There was acrobatics, and there was kind of like a like an okay magic trick that really, you went for it.
Who's that?
Yeah, you were there.
I like to think my character was really supportive of Hattie, but we sort of the trick, but we sort of went with it, kind of thing.
Just like,
It's like,
Like,
oh,
oh,
yay!
Sure. That was pretty impressive. You ever bartendered before?
nope. I don't even know if what I put in those drinks was edible.
All right,
I'm
I gotta
sure
go
they'll be
check some
fine.
drinks before they drink them. And the bartender like walks up and he's like, "Good job though, kid. You earned those tips. If you ever want to bartender again, you just let me know."
Okay.
And he'll go off around the tap room, just sort of like chatting with people, doing whatever.
I love that idea that Hattie doesn't even know what a gin and tonic is or anything, and just mixed random drinks together.
They poisoned everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's dead.
Yeah,
How the fuck do you
everyone
tonic
in the
water?
just drops dead.
Is there anyone in here that look like they're from the cloister of the Tear, or is it just kind of caravan people?
Roll me a perception check.
It's not a bad idea, Hattie.
That's 22.
Okay. So most of these people look like performing kind of people, right? Honestly, if like Hattie had to use a frame of reference, it would be like whenever she met the Vanguard troopers and like Kaya's usual like sort of flashy clothing, like you see a lot of that in this room. However, in a corner over by a stove, you do see a young man dressed in white robes with like the red cord. Actually, his is tied around his knee. And you see that like his pant is sort of cinched up, and you see like an articulated foot
Okay.
at the bottom.
Can I see like what kind of mood is he in?
You could roll me an insight check.
17.
17. He just seems to sort of be enjoying the music. He didn't get up and come over whenever Hattie was doing like her tricks at the bar. But he seems to just be kind of like enjoying whoever's up on stage right now, just sort of like chilling and listening to the entertainment.
What kind of drink does he have?
He appears to just be drinking like water.
Okay, I'll get another water. And,
Okay.
And like some whiskey or something for myself.
Okay.
Like I'm not talking like top tier whiskey. I'm talking like the kind of whiskey that people go and drink in a field because they're technically underage, but
Okay, yeah, sure.
yeah, like the
Bottom
kind of stuff
shelf,
that
yeah.
tastes like gasoline. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And she's gonna
The
wander over
kind
to-
where you're like, is this tequila or hand sanitizer? No, I
Yeah,
get you. I
yeah.
know exactly what that is.
Yeah, and she's gonna wander over to him.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello?
I just came with a refill.
Thank you.
Is there like a table? Is it there like a
Yeah,
seat?
he's sitting at a table. There's other chairs here. He's just
Oh.
sitting by himself right now.
Oh, sit down. I like
Here,
your leg.
First. Oh, thank you.
It was made for me. I like your buttons.
Thank you. You look uncomfortable.
Well, a person just walked up to me in a bar and sat down beside me with no other pretense. So, thank you for the water, and
I have
thank
a
you
question.
for sitting down. Yes. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Hattie Curtis from Candlekeep.
Hattie Curtis. My name is Terrence Rayburton.
Hi, Terrence.
Hi.
So I was told that there's a minor issue with people washing up.
Oh, yeah, the murder thing.
Yeah, the murder thing. Was there any like flicker of like reaction on his face when I said that? Like,
You can roll me another insight check.
The fact that earlier you mentioned washing up to get gold, and now it's like an issue of washing up pots and stuff. Oh no.
that's a 24.
I haven't even told Hattie the laws. She's gonna get arrested.
It's probably fine.
Fine.
24. He just seems more like tired of it than anything. I mean, you have to figure if this has been going on for 3 weeks, every time a member of the cloister goes out, the first thing that people are asking them about is, hey, that murder thing though, huh? So like, yeah, he just seems tired whenever you ask him about the murders.
Well, I was asked by the Master Healer to look into it a little bit.
Oh.
How long have you been with the cloister?
What?
How long have you been here? How long have you been... Have I misunderstood?
No, I'm just trying to connect the dots here. So the Master Healer...
Yeah. Great
brought
guy.
you
Gave me
into
biscuits.
Yeah, I've held a lot of respect for the Master Healer. Do you understand the sentence transition that you just engaged with, though? The Master Healer asked you to investigate a murder, and now you're here questioning me about how long I've been to the Cloister of the Tear.
You've misunderstood me.
Have I, though?
Yeah, I was just wondering how long you've been here, as to like how many people in the local area you would know, and as to whether you were someone who because you get new people in all the time, right? I don't want to be asking questions that maybe they can't answer if they've only been here a week.
Roll me a persuasion check, Hattie.
I get advantage because in bars I get advantage.
Let's see if
I'll let you have that.
Is that because of your feet? What isn't
Rolling
actually
in a
feet?
tavern. I'll let you use that. Go ahead.
I love it.
In the presence of the tavern, I am safe.
Okay, the first one was a 6.
That fake feet is amazing. I
The
love
second one was a 13.
Okay.
But it's a +0, so I'd rather be doing this here than anywhere else.
That's fine. Well, I can tell you that I have been here for 15 years. I am a senior member of the cloister. And if you are interested in learning more about the locals, you're in a bar and there's a lot of people to talk to, and I would really like to drink in peace.
Okay. But one last question before, and then I'll leave you alone.
I can't stop you asking.
In the last 15 years that you've been here, has anything like this happened before?
No.
is that a no to not as bad as this, or no to you've never ever seen anything like this before?
No to I've never seen anything like this in Skirnabel.
Okay. Thank you for your time. And thank you for the work you do. And Hattie gets up and goes back to sitting on a stool at the bar if there's one available.
Hattie,
Yes.
before you. Thank you for the thanks. We don't get that very often.
You're welcome. I mean, I know what it's like. But yeah, enjoy your water. And if you need anything stronger, come give me a shout.
Will do. And he'll go back to sipping his water.
Yeah. How does it go?
About this time, Reyna and Hailra and Snipe, you've been asking around, and you have it's actually not that hard to ask about an energetic red-haired halfling and the large, mysterious half-elven man who walks around with her. It's actually not that hard to find people of that description, as it turns out. So you find yourselves on the doorstep of the Bloody Oak Tavern.
Now is a better time than ever. I'll be with you. Everything we do in there. Everything that will happen.
Just kind of step foot in the bar.
All right. If you don't mind my intervening here momentarily. After Reyna says she'll be with you, Hailra and Reyna step into the bar. Snipe hesitates for a moment, and in this moment receives the message from Kaya, which they send back.
Circle.
Mm-hmm. They find the note that says, "Knock 4 times on the bar to enter. See you in the Nightshade. Artaxis." And that is where we will end our session.
Perfect. Good shit.
Again.
Wait, we're ending our session at the exact same point.
Same moments.
That's awesome, though. I like that.
Yeah.
Time isn't real.
Time. It's just a construct.
Where's Kyle?
Wonderful.
Bonus episode.
To reply?
Bonus
So,
episode.
Kaya, you would have gotten this reply basically when you and Seymour went back for a short rest. Because weird delays and time crap.
I hate that the cards were like, we're just going to delay this message so we can make it come true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was left on read by fate. Not cool.
Exactly. Left on read by fate. But next week we will see Seymour, Kaya, and City ride for the Trielta Hills to deal with the situation there. And we will see what happens in the Bloody Oak and possibly what continues to unfold in this murder investigation. So thank you all so much for joining us. Tune in tomorrow for the Crimson Petal, a super duper cool Dungeons & Dragons game run by none other than Dave. And all these lovely people, Becca and Carmen and Naomi and Soph, all in it. AJ gets to be all with me, and we get to plan nasty things behind the scenes going on in Elturel. On Wednesdays, you guys can check out I Roll Therefore I Am, which is a really cool podcast. And if no one minds me making this particular announcement, on Tuesdays, if you want to tune in to a really cool Twitch channel, Power Word Casual, I will be doing a guest spot as a DM over there.
Oh.
I'll be running a short adventure, the Riverton Mystery Club.
Ooh.
That's so exciting.
What time?
Cool.
Super late, 7:30 p.m. my time, so like 12:30 to 3:30 a.m.
I'll be awake.
GMT.
Yeah, we'll be awake.
We'll be
Time
awake.
is not real.
I'll be messaging Joey going, Jackson needs ideas again for my campaign.
Perfect. Yeah, so all the stuff going on. Hopefully you guys can catch it all, and of course, be back here next week for more Road to Elturel. Until then, have a wonderful evening, everyone, and until next time, adventure on.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.